Just have like live footage and then tell your partner and be like, hey, look, I named that cockroach after you, and just watch it get shoved into a cage of sorts. Art is subjective. Okay? This is giving me tummy aches.
I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like you're on a cloud and you can't sit still when we on the floor and I'm on them fours and you use the force, there's no problem. I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like
Good afternoon. This is your host, Tristan T. Fuck. Good afternoon. This is your host, TJ Parrish and Finnegan Tuig. Welcome
to the first episode of Us Talking, a weekly podcast.
Posted every Friday.
My Pinterest also has just decided I really like ferrets. Like, I've gotten multiple posts.
Are you going to be a ferret person now? You're going to have this little, like, it's like a dog. You have it on a leash and everything.
I've never owned a ferret before and never really wanted to own a ferret before, but I've gotten, like, I've gotten a poster that says just a girl who loves ferrets. Today I got like ferret for life. Yeah.
So ferrets now.
Yeah. According to Pinterest algorithm.
The Pinterest influence. Not again. No.
I've been craving ferrets all week.
Ferrets, and I don't know why. Also, to ask again, where were you looking when you found these articles?
Okay, it's so underwhelming though, because I was looking for specifically like weird news and stuff. So yeah, I went on Reddit.
I love that. First thing.
First stop was Reddit, and they have odd news Reddit, which hasn't been posted on in 2 years. But
oh wow,
in those 2 years, they posted an article titled "Black Bear Evicted from Crawl Space with Paintball Gun." This is turning into the laughing only podcast.
This is honestly I don't know where you keep finding these. I mean, okay, first of all, Reddit. I mean, you go to r/odd news.
Yeah. It's so. If you have a chance to look at it, it's like a funny 2-minute. I don't know, read or like look over, because no one posts there anymore. It's like 1 month ago, 4 months ago, and then 2 years. So like no one's on there anymore, which is sad. That
kind of sucks. But I mean, like back at like what was it, like 21, when the pandemic finally started calming down a little bit, we started going back into schools, which was great. Yeah. But things kind of got less weird because we just kept hearing about stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Like,
did you ever feel like it was just, like, calm? But, like, weird stuff kept happening, but you were just, like, completely fine with it?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Like, I also feel like this is the first normal year, or no, at least normal school year we've had in a while, because there was COVID, which everyone knows was weird. And then immediately went into the, like, what am I trying to say? The winter that just kept snowing all the time.
Yeah, especially here. What was it, like a record-breaking snowfall here in Utah?
Yeah, and then
in
even
northern Utah, it was so much snow.
Never eat soggy. The West Coast was.
Okay, yeah, West Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast apparently also got a ton of snow. Like, there's just waves coming in from the ocean. Yeah, it was weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a lot of things about like Texas getting really cold, unreasonably really cold. Well, we just got like so much snow.
Yeah, so one of my friends, he was talking about how he has a second story bathroom, and he walked in one morning and he couldn't see his reflection in the mirror because it was completely frosted over. That was the same day that Celsius and Fahrenheit share 1 degree, and that's -40 is the same degree in Celsius and Fahrenheit, and it got down to -40 one night in Utah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Was that last year? Or
it was last year.
Dang.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Because I heard about the night we had, not that we had, but like it was, what was it, like -6 degrees 3 days ago or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just a really cold day in northern Utah, and what?
Yeah, it's
-40.
It's weird because like when you say just a number, it's hard to visualize. Like -40 doesn't feel like a real number.
And especially a lot of like states that don't like experience cold weather.
Oh yeah,
normally.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the difference between 15 degrees, which is pretty, it's cold, it's really cold, but it's manageable, and negative anything is substantial and shocking. Almost as shocking as evicting a 500-pound black bear
that was a good segue.
From your crawl space using a paintball gun.
In where? What state was this? Can I take a good guess of this?
You can take a guess, yeah.
Florida.
Good. Do they have bears in Florida?
I actually don't know, but it just sounds like a very Floridian thing to say.
Oddly,
I evicted my bear with a paintball gun.
Yeah. It's an astonishing story. Like, because I don't know. I think really everyone who played Dumb Ways to Die, the game, the mobile game.
I love that you brought that up. That is such a good game.
Because there's the one where you're poking the bear with a stick.
Yeah.
And you die doing it, like, repeatedly.
Yeah.
So there's either two ways it's going to go. It's the bear's going to attack you more ferociously, or it's going to run away.
Yeah.
And thankfully it ran away, but like...
I'm just like attacking it with a paintball gun. Like, what else can it do at that point?
Yeah. And I haven't played paintball, but they don't hurt that much. Like, it's not an actual gun.
Do they? You shot me with an Orby at one point, and that really hurt. Like,
really? Okay. I don't know.
Do you remember that? You don't remember doing that? Anyway, it was just a random time.
I'm sure it happened. Was it with a slingshot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, but did you say I could?
No, you did.
Wait, but did you say like I could shoot you, or did I just attack you?
No, I volunteered.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was a dumb part. It was a dumb thing on my part, but yeah.
Okay, I was gonna have to like double apologize.
No, it's fine. It was fun, and it was like, I don't know, late elementary school.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah.
Right now we're in a little, what's it called? A little blanket fort to try and soundproof my bedroom.
What is essentially almost a closet.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm about to mess up. The first name's pretty simple.
Oh, of this bear.
Yeah. Not of the bear.
Oh, not of the bear.
So Togi Selich is a passionate nature enthusiast who's well known for documenting the wildlife around Lake Tahoe, California. So it was in California.
Okay.
Oh. So a black bear apparently just decided to live in his crawl space below his house. So there's footage of him gearing up and getting ready to go like evict this black bear from the crawl space.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Which is wild.
On Reddit?
No, on Microsoft Start, which is a news platform. Yeah. Firing 8 shots, encouraging the black bear to vacate the premise.
I love their choice of words here. Eviction through paintball gun.
Mm-hmm.
And encouraging the bear to leave by shooting it.
Yeah. The footage reveals the massive 500-pound black bear.
Damn.
500 pounds.
And he went in and dealt with that with a paintball gun.
With 8 shots from a paintball gun.
Just like, hey, get out of there.
Yeah. That really feels similar to like a strongly worded note on the bear's door. It's like it's not, I don't know.
Like if it really wanted to, it could turn around and come and attack you.
Yeah.
But that's hilarious that it just left.
Yeah, I don't
paintball shots.
I don't know. It really feels like a 50-50 to me if it's going to run or run at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like especially in here in Utah, we have a lot of signs just before northern Utah, I guess. Like a lot of signs before trailheads and stuff that say wildlife is active or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And me and my family have experienced like rattlesnakes or gardener snakes or anything like that, but never a bear yet. Which that'll be a funny experience. But like I don't feel like that's the smartest thing to just go up and start attacking a bear, especially when it's in your house and it thinks it's its house.
Yeah. Okay. I've been joking for a long time that we don't have bears up here. Yeah, that's the right response. So, because I've never heard of anyone seeing one.
Yeah.
Until like this summer.
Oh.
Where so okay, there was one running on a trail that it was just on a main trail by the city.
Jog.
Yeah, which is terrifying. And one of our mutual friends, Gavin O'Brien, who was supposed to be on this podcast, but then had to work.
He had work.
Yeah. So, he was out. So we both rock climb. So he was out in the woods looking for potential rock climbs to develop. And he turned a corner and there's just a black bear hanging out by the river.
Just chilling there.
And he was like, oh, and I think he took a picture of it and then just left.
That is such a chill response to that. Did it ever notice you guys were there?
I wasn't there. It was he was just alone wandering in the woods.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, but so it went from literally no bear sightings to like multiple in over the course of one summer. And I think it's because last summer we had so much snow that all the food got covered up. So like have you seen all the dead deer?
I see a lot of them out in the trails because I personally mountain bike a lot here, and we've got like great trails for it. But yeah, dead deer end up like there all the time, and it's weird because they're on their trail. They're just trail side, and I don't understand why they're there all the time.
Yeah, well, my understanding is that it's because they ran out of food because it all got covered up, like all the grass and stuff got covered up by snow. So they've just been coming more and more into town to try and find food. Like my high school's in the downtown area, so it's I want to say like 10 miles from the mountains.
Yeah,
something like that. Maybe more actually. It's a
it's a bit of a ways.
15-minute drive.
But yeah, we keep seeing deer and stuff. All throughout the valley.
Yeah, it's like I've seen deer on my bus ride to school, like just in town, as well as I've never seen this, but there's wild turkeys just roaming around my house.
There's turkeys and there's like pheasants and stuff. I see pheasants a lot, like driving past fields when we're heading out of town and stuff. And it's weird because I'm like, you don't see them that often, and it's kind of cool sometimes. But yeah, there's just tons of wild birds.
Yeah, and turkey. Okay. Have you seen a wild turkey before? And what weird creatures.
I mean, I think it's funny because we got so used to the whole like turkey that we farm as people. And it's like, you see it on the shelf, you see it in pictures, and it's like, it's plump, right? But like an actual wild turkey is weird looking.
Yeah. They're also like, so okay, we're gonna bring back old memes. You know Caterpillar Rave, the Vine?
No, I don't.
You
what
don't?
Is this?
Oh, okay, here. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
What? I feel like this is gonna have something to do with like the cat that is like the body of like a Pop-Tart.
Oh, really?
It's like dancing, is it? Oh.
Caterpillar Rave.
It's like this 5-second clip of just
Yeah, so the premise is there's like caterpillar nests or something, and when you make a loud noise, they move really fast. So this guy just makes he beatboxes.
he just jumping back and forth. I've seen those like all the time up like Logan Canyon and stuff here.
The caterpillar raves.
Yeah, the caterpillar raves.
I thought you meant that guy for some reason.
No, yeah, that guy. I love that guy.
See, you're just on a hike. He's like bootsy bootsy.
But I see them all the time. I'm going hiking and mountain biking and whatnot, and they're really interesting because they do that same thing, and they build like these little like just silk nests that they just tons of them hang out in. But they also build like these weird web like structures. That span across different bushes, and they hang out. Oh, I don't know what they do there, but they hang out.
So okay, here, let me finish my first thought, and then we can circle back to this. Oh no, it said circle back. I'm becoming an adult.
Adult.
When you make a loud noise at turkeys, they do a similar thing where they all make the turkey noise.
The gobbling noise?
Yeah. So you can like clap your hands and then it's just like a little wave of them going like yeah, it's really that's not a very good turkey impression.
That was good. No, I like
Yeah,
it.
but it's funny when one of them does it. It's extra funny when there's a pack of 10 and they all do it.
So you just scream at them and they just like they yell back.
Yeah. So I highly recommend yelling at your local turkeys.
Yelling at local wild. Yeah. Maybe not local turkeys, and just like standing behind someone's fence yelling at their turkeys.
Yeah. They're just goofy animals overall.
Just turkeys.
Yeah. The caterpillars. Oh, so are they caterpillar or what are these bugs? Because I see them
haven't done tons of my own research on them, and I'm no entomologist, but that's something I want to go to college for.
Mm-hmm.
But it is interesting because they show up a lot, and I don't know what they, metamorphosize into.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just I don't know, the silk web designs that they build, and I assume they're called silkworms of some kind.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah.
But yeah, they don't really actually build like cocoons of sorts
Mm-hmm.
through this silk. They just build large structures along bushes and large webs across bushes, and they just hang out there.
Oh, okay. So it's the caterpillars making the webs?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just kind of assumed it was like a bird style thing where like the mother bird makes the nest for the eggs.
Oh yeah.
Which
so like
kind
the
of
butterfly would come by or whatever it metamorphosizes into.
Yeah.
It would build that and then lay eggs.
Yeah, which like that makes sense, but it makes less sense than just the caterpillar because they lay in eggs, like a bunch of eggs. Yeah. So there's just
small clusters.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of caterpillars around each other. I don't know why.
Yeah, they just hang out.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That makes sense.
I'll have to go look into that. I think I'll bring that back up next podcast. I'll explain it.
Yeah.
The next episode.
I also have a question. So I feel like I'm infamously bad at being on time.
Okay.
So just to things.
Yeah.
And so I was late to the podcast today.
Oh,
but you were more late than me.
Because I showed up 20 minutes late.
Yeah. So I was thinking of ways that I could be more on time.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need to be on time if you make everyone else less on time. Do you follow my logic so far?
I think so, yeah.
It's the kind of so
is it like the tell everybody that to meet at 3:00 but expect them to meet at 3:30?
I was going the more like choose violence route.
Choose violence.
Well, I don't know. Like, okay, say I'm going to be 10 minutes late to a podcast episode. Just a random example.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, cut your brake wires.
I don't think violence. I think you just choose chaos.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the better one. Like, I don't know. Do you have any tips to make other people more late to things so you seem more on time?
I don't think I want to give you these tips. This seems problematic.
I don't know. Okay, well then we can...
Best thing ever, though, I think would be to strategically create a traffic jam of sorts.
Oh.
So that specifically on the route that they take. So they can't turn around, right?
Yeah.
They're stuck in traffic waiting for something to be moved when there's realistically nothing there. Until they drive past and they're like, what did I wait?
And you can buy light changers. I don't know what they're called, but there are things I've seen it on the Cannonball. See how fast you can drive from the west coast to the east coast of America.
Oh yeah,
have you seen this? Yeah, I've seen it where they have light changers, so you can turn a red light to a green light, which is productive and seems like something people would buy. Do you think you can do it the other way?
Just and turn them all red.
Yeah, because if you can do it to make them green, I have to assume you can do it to make them red.
I'd assume so.
Oh yeah, because you just turn the opposite lane green, or like the opposite, and so then it would turn the other.
It would switch.
Oh, so all you have to do is pre-plan their route. And then like time it well so that each light turns red in succession to slow them down without raising suspicion.
This sounds like evil. I hate it. Imagine that they show up, they try and show up. This is gonna be me. Like next episode.
next episode comes out on Saturday instead of Friday because I
I showed up late.
Yeah, because you're stuck in traffic for 24 hours.
Stuck at a light for 24 hours. Like, God damn it, Finnegan. I don't know how you would do that. That'd be really funny to be like the car in front of them, but they don't recognize the car, right? So you keep turning all the lights red.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't think about it's probably simpler just to be the car around. Like the problem is that we've already proven that like I'm not on time to things. So like I'd have to be on time to stop them from being on time. So like I think
So
a
the
remote
extra effort.
Yeah, like anything remote controlled that I can slow down. Maybe like by the same thought, like making it so their garage door doesn't open would be a little simpler.
Standing outside the garage door, you keep pushing a button every time they try to get it open.
Yeah. Like, actually, that would be really easy. You just get a copy. You can copy garage openers, right? I have to assume.
The little clicker thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you could just stand out there and click it whenever they try and open it. So it like opens and you click it and just stops.
It's like it stops and starts closing again. They're like, what?
Yeah. Just do that for a while.
No. Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Just
then,
really
like,
messing up somebody's life.
And like make sure to have it on its way down before you go, so you're still there on time. This is so dumb.
You're like, hey, I told you at like 3:10 to be here. Why aren't you here yet?
Oh, and throughout this, you can have like auto send text to really guilt them.
They really guilt trip them. They're like, I promise, I'm hurrying. Every light's turning red. I'm stuck at this one behind this car.
This car is going 2 miles an hour. My garage door wouldn't open, and I've hit every red light. Okay, but do you have any like tips for how to be on time without just like ruining
time?
Friendships?
Yeah. It only ruins it if they figure out it's you, though.
That's true.
You know, if you never tell them and just keep guilt tripping them.
If they never listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this. We don't need any more problematic things to happen.
Yeah.
Being more on time.
Yeah.
I think for myself, it would be not getting distracted.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because personally, I've had ADHD and I've been diagnosed ever since I was like 6. I think it creates a bit of a hindrance when I find myself wanting to go do something, especially homework. And I'm like, I could be doing something better. And that better thing is me watching YouTube videos of somebody like raving to worms.
Caterpillar rave.
Caterpillar rave. Not worms, caterpillars.
They're basically worms though. They're just worms.
They got worms with legs. Yeah, worms with legs.
Yeah. I get. That's really probably what I should do instead of like trying to leave. Well, it is leaving earlier. Like that's the only way to be more on time is to leave earlier.
The one thing I do a lot is I pre-plan it and I keep looking through my notifications and like my calendar and stuff. I'll set 3 notifications. I did that today.
Oh,
I
that's
still
smart.
showed up late. So it's not the most foolproof, but yeah, I'll set tons of notifications and I'll also
Did you hit some red lights on your way over?
No, actually I didn't.
Oh, actually? Oh,
surprisingly,
crazy.
I hit like you know that little thing that like the little sign that has like a little person walking.
Yeah.
And his hand stops. Sometimes it counts down.
Yeah.
It was every single time I was approaching a red light. It started to count down from 10.
Oh.
And so I raced every light.
Yeah.
To make sure I actually would make it here on time.
Nothing gives me more anxiety when I'm like, I don't know, there's the weird distance where you're like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 blocks away. So you're close and then it's at like 5 seconds. So you can either slam on the brakes or like speed through it. And I don't like either option, but I have to choose one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's somebody behind me, I'll try and speed through it. But if there's like a pedestrian, I'll try and slam on my brakes. Because they even if they're not trying to cross the crosswalk at that point, it still is, I guess.
It's more courteous.
It's
for
more
sure.
courteous.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit safer, especially if there's nobody behind you.
Yeah.
That's the thing that scares me is sometimes people don't look and they get really close to hitting me. And I'm terrified that one day it's gonna be like a rear end crash. It sucks.
Yeah. I thought you meant like don't look when you're the pedestrian, which I've seen a lot where people I get it though, because I've been driving for 2-3 years now, like 2 going on 3, and it's hard because you're looking at the cars which you see as an immediate threat, but then there's pedestrians just like around, so I get it, but it's also it's kind of scary when you're watching and then like a car almost hits someone.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrifying. The weird thing is too, I was going home from a date one time,
Mm-hmm.
and as I was taking my date home, we saw these two people trying to cross a crosswalk, and it's down like Logan Main Street.
Yeah.
So busy, like like the whole time. It was middle of the day, and this what looks like I'm assuming is a couple, and they just start crossing the crosswalk as traffic is passing through the main street itself.
Oh yeah.
In like the dumbest fashion possible, because this man keeps jumping back and forth across this crosswalk to avoid cars. Nobody's stopping. Like, everybody's slowing down a lot, and a few cars are kind of getting close to just waiting for them to go.
Yeah.
But it was like the weirdest thing to watch. Just like, I swear, it's like, please don't. Just go
So,
back. Don't get hit.
He was playing like real life Crossy Road where he was like but he was going forward into the lane and then a car was coming, so he's going backwards out of it.
Not like, he was going into the path of cars traveling through those lanes.
Oh my goodness.
Like while he's in the crosswalk. And so he's just playing a game of Crossy Road in real life.
That's
Stakes
terrifying.
are high, people.
It's the new slogan.
You better win.
You have to win.
Sounds like a duo thing where he's like, did you practice your Spanish today?
Yeah. Oh, you have to win in real life Crossy Road.
have
There
to
is
win.
no losing. Yeah, because I'm diagnosed with dyslexia, which okay. This might be a symptom of my dyslexia. I've never understood what it actually is. Like, I have learning accommodations on tests where I just get more time, but like I can't really explain to you what is different about how my brain works.
Yeah.
My understanding is it's like instead of going from point A to point B, I kind of do like some curvy, like a
Little
curvy
loop-de-loop
path.
right
Yeah,
here.
like I go off, I start a podcast, and then I might go back to B.
Do you have homework to do? Are you putting off something?
Oh, you know it. So, like, I kind of remember the diagnosing process because we got diagnosed at a similar age. I think mine was 5th grade. When did you get diagnosed with ADHD?
It was really, really early. I was really young, not early.
Okay.
I was really young. And because both my parents were like, we have these very similar tendencies. And they kept reading about ADHD. They're like, yeah. So they got me tested. And turns out I have ADHD. I came positive. And it was just interesting because they're like, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And so, like, that's just kind of how it was. I don't remember anything much about the process because
Okay.
I might have been too young for it, but
Yeah.
I just know I have it
Okay,
to some
cool.
extent. So.
Yeah. Do your parents have it?
Mhm.
Oh, so is it a hereditary thing?
I don't know because they're not like diagnosed with ADHD. They just
Oh.
kind of understand that they probably have some level of it because
Yeah.
I mean, as you understand, it's a spectrum of sorts.
That makes sense.
So
yeah.
like they have some level of it, and I think my dad. I think I might have gotten it more from my dad. I act a lot more like he does. But it might be.
Okay.
I don't know. Like ADHD is kind of weird, and the history behind it's kind of interesting because it's been seen more as like a survival tactic or
Interesting.
yeah, like an evolutionary tactic to pay attention to everything and kind of just everything that could possibly ever grab your attention kind of does, but like to an extreme extent.
Interesting.
So you pay attention
Okay.
to a lot. And then the multitasking thing, which is really nice in today's world, was also really nice to just help keep yourself safe. I guess.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. And I've had, most people I know who have ADHD, which I feel like either it's the group I'm hanging out with or it's a growing number of people have it, which I saw a study that was claiming that short form content was like getting more ADHD tendencies to be more prevalent, which I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense.
It either makes a lot of sense or it was like totally fake.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who don't they try and like ADHD is harder for them, and I know some people who actually enjoy it where they feel more productive and it feels like a benefit.
Yeah. There are sometimes like I have to drink caffeine or use any form of stimulant, which is funny because, I mean, I'll get onto like the medications and stuff you can have with ADHD later. But ADHD is really interesting because when it comes to social media and stuff, we have an already very lower amount of produced dopamine, or I think it's I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it. But I think it's dopamine itself because you have 4 different types of hormones that like result in like good feelings.
Yeah.
But I think ADHD just has a tendency of having very low levels of natural dopamine.
Oh, that makes sense.
So anything that catches our attention, we stay very like stuck with it. And so
interesting.
Yeah, so we get into like these kind of people call them hyperfixations. So you find something that's like really interesting and you can't just stop thinking about it for like weeks on end. Like said podcast.
Yeah, I am well aware of this.
So, but like having stimulants and stuff like caffeine, or Adderall or meth, actually is kind of a good thing. Not the meth, but
today's podcast, TJ endorses meth.
But stimulants are kind of good because they raise those very naturally low levels of dopamine to something a lot more normal, or quote normal.
Okay.
To kind of help improve like our focus and our time management and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about like meth and Adderall is essentially the same thing as meth.
Oh,
it is just a very powerful stimulant.
Strange. Okay. Oh yeah, because I know some people who have like they've been prescribed Adderall for their ADHD, and the doctors have to like really drive home that you should not be selling this on the street.
Exactly.
Because people will buy it.
Yeah, people who are very neurotypical, typically with just very normal levels of dopamine, get a huge high off of it. And like I totally get that. But I mean, mostly because I get high off caffeine, not Adderall. But
I just smoke meth. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't help it.
I get it.
This is making me sound like a terrible person. Having a high of sorts. I mean, sure, yeah, I've had like caffeine highs, but I don't know. It's it's interesting. Yeah, to say the least. So
it is really interesting, and the mind-boggling thing to me is that like our brains are they're like chemicals and electricity. So it's incredible to me that the human species got here with like really just the same things as all the other animals. Like we have a brain that runs on chemicals. Like we like what makes us happy, and we just keep doing that.
You know what I think is really interesting though is they theorize that humans came about, I mean, through apes, right? So we came at some point from like primitive primates, and they have certain theories about, or I guess hypotheses about the potential that monkeys kind of got really high off of mushrooms to some extent, that it opened up enough pathways throughout our brain that's actually how we developed to have such large brains.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Is we just ate enough mushrooms. So we were we are not, hold on. We are not guaranteed to be originally potheads, but
the
human species may be druggies.
Interesting. Okay.
Break? Yeah, let's go on a break.
Okay, cool. This episode of Us Talking is brought to you by our website. Our website is finnegantuig.wixsite.com/The Us Show. On the website, you can find links to our socials such as Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram, and our email to send us listener mail for your questions to be answered later on the show. Do we announce that we're back? No, we don't need it. We never left. We're on an ad.
We were here the whole time.
Okay, so I'd like to draw attention back to the wonderful web of the internet.
Called Reddit.
That was the worst introduction of a news article ever.
Wonderful worldwide web.
Have you heard of this wacky new place, the World Wide Web?
It's like those old like 80s commercials of the internet.
Yeah, yeah. Where they're like, it just
Oh,
plugs
I hate
into the wall.
It just plugs into the wall.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there's an article from UPI. Zoos offering naming rights to cockroaches. So what this is zoos in New York and Texas are offering a Valentine's Day gift to couples that you can name a cockroach after them.
No.
So
It's not sexy.
no. So you can get a cockroach and name it after your Valentine.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
And I quote, "You don't always have the right words, but you can still give them goosebumps. Name a roach for your Valentine, because roaches are forever," the zoo said on its website.
No.
But I mind you, it gets better. Meanwhile, the San Antonio Zoo is taking a different approach with its Cry Me a Cockroach fundraiser. The program allows patrons to pay to have a cockroach, rat, or vegetable named after their ex-lovers before a chosen recipient of the naming is fed to another animal in the zoo.
Oh, no. Please,
End
no.
quote.
Where's this website?
Oh, it's just on the World Wide Web.
Just have like live footage and then tell your partner and be like, hey, look, I named that cockroach after you, and just watch it get shoved into a cage of sorts.
Which a rat is so personal.
Yeah.
Like that's a deep blow.
That's gorier than a cockroach.
Yeah.
And even than a cockroach. Like, why a cockroach?
Because this number one is
Ew.
saying that they're a rat, and two, feeding them to another living being. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's magical. It's magical.
Not.
It's romantic is what it is.
Romantic as hell.
The website showcases a photo of them presenting the named cockroach in a wedding ring box. Yeah.
I'm dying. This is terrible. I hate this so much.
It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's art.
Yeah, when your cockroach is named by you, or
The other thing I didn't realize is the article recommends that you name the roach after your partner. So they're giving you a bug with your name on it. So it'd be like if I gave you a TJ named cockroach, which is not. It's even worse somehow. See?
yeah, giving me a cockroach you named after me.
Yeah.
Why would they recommend that? I feel like they're just not thinking at this point.
Yeah.
They're like, we needed more publicity. Let's go with the weirdest shit we can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's just TJ and his TJ cockroach.
And his cockroach named TJ, as it's just like dead in the ring box.
No, they live forever. You might not have the right words, but you can still give them goosebumps. This is art.
Listen, art is subjective. Okay? This is giving me tummy aches.
This is good.
Thank you for sharing this with the class today.
You're welcome. New York and Texas. It makes me happy.
Imagine that. Like, you're in kindergarten and you're like coming to a talent show and you show this cockroach in a ring box. And you're like, look what my dad gave me. It's named my name.
It's named me.
It's named me.
Oh, it's so good.
Romantic cockroaches.
Yeah, and what I don't understand is that multiple places are doing this.
What?
Yeah, New York and Texas.
Why?
I don't know. And then San Antonio Zoo is doing the same thing, but like literally it's the same thing, but for what it actually means. Yeah.
So Texas and New York are just trying it for fun,
Yeah.
while the San Antonio is just like. Oh God.
It's beautiful.
I feel like I kind of would love and or hate their management that put this together. Because
Yeah.
this is hilarious, but also like really sick.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just had like so it recently turned 2024, but I had not caught up mentally with that fact.
We are 19 days in.
Yeah.
And
So this article was published a few days ago, which also means
this
it
is
was
recent.
2024, which I thought was a year in the future.
oh.
So not only are they doing this weird thing, they did it in the future.
in the future, you guys.
Yeah.
I love that.
Speaking of the future, the past exists, and a British library recently got a book back that was 44 years overdue.
Imagine those fees. God
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, you
Why
don't
would
have
you return it at that point?
you don't have to imagine, because the fees were $442,000
Off of one book.
off of one book.
After 44 years.
Yeah.
Compounding interest. This is the scam public libraries are going for.
Yeah, the book was Great Prime Ministers by John Whittle, which, like, it's not that enthralling of a read.
No,
for
and then to go return
44
it.
years.
I feel like they just had it and like a grandchild or something showed up
Yeah.
and they were like, why does this belong to the public library? So they return it. They're like, how overdue is it? They're like 44 years.
44 years. As a cockroach scurries out. There's not much to this article.
What in the world, though?
The book was due June 30, 1979.
I don't understand why you would return it at that point because I feel like you'd just be like, it's so overdue.
Yeah. I've also heard of other major libraries doing a similar thing where they'll postpone the fees for like a week or something, so that if it's $400,000 in overdue fees, that like you can give it back to them for free, so they get the book back and you don't have to keep the book around.
Yeah.
So I've heard of that happening.
Did they have to pay the $400,000?
I don't know. It doesn't really bring up what happens with that money. It's just like
it's just like the possibility of you paying $400-something thousand.
Yeah. It's
$400,000 off of a 44-year loan.
That's 4 Lamborghinis. 4 Lamborghinis just to have a book. I don't know.
Jeez, I think it's hilarious that it's just called The Great Prime Ministers. Or like Great Prime Minister. So it's like a book. I mean, it looks like a book you could read in like elementary school, or like your teacher forced you to read in like
elementary school.
well, like elementary or like middle school, because they were like, like that required reading for your literature class or something.
Yeah, I don't think they'd require in elementary school, but I think we all had like our elementary school thing. Like one of our friends in elementary school really loved the Titanic. Like he knew everything about it.
Yeah.
So like I think elementary school kids just get excited about things like the Great Prime Minister.
Great Prime Ministers, and then overdues of book
Yeah.
for 44 years.
Yeah. Do you want to do endorsements?
Yeah, let's go and do endorsements.
Yeah. I'll go first. I want to endorse this drink that you've also had. It's a Brazilian drink called Guaraná. I've seen it in it comes from the Guaraná plant. Yeah, I think
it's a fruit. Yeah, it's a plant, but I think Guaraná is a fruit.
Yeah. Anyways, so
maybe
whenever we had celebrations in our Portuguese class, so me and TJ both have done the dual language immersion class since 2nd grade, and whenever we'd have a party or something, the teacher would buy us all Guaraná.
Didn't she import those or something?
No, they're in stores and stuff. Like
What?
It's hard to find. Yeah, it's not in every store. But it is in a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just this really good drink that people know about it, but just not in the US.
Yeah.
It's not really
it's not a very
thing
common US drink.
here. Yeah. So I endorse
cool.
Guaraná.
Guaraná. Go check it out. Go give him a follow.
And then 4 years later.
I would like to personally endorse, staying on the topic of drinks, there is something called the Brazilian lemonade, which is quite interesting. It's a short recipe. I'm sure you can find it on like a Pinterest website or something. But
And we have links to all the things we bring up in the podcast in the show notes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just limes, which is weird and a bit ironic.
Mm-hmm.
But you blend whole limes with sugar and condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, and water.
Oh.
So it's like the simplest drink ever, but like it's weird because it's really kind of hard to get right, because you can either get it like really tart or really sweet.
I was going to bring this up because didn't you try and make it for your birthday?
And I failed miserably.
It was like half empty though by the end of the night.
Really?
That's my memory, is that like it was really tart and kind of like it made your like lymph nodes just like become raspberries. But my memory was everyone just kept drinking it. I did for sure.
Out of pity or like
no,
because it was a pretty shit drink.
I kind of liked it, even though it was awful. Like, no, I don't know. Funny. I think like I would drink it and it was like, oh, that's so bad. And then I'd be like, but was it really? And then I'd drink it again and be like, oh, it was. And then it just kept happening all night.
Vicious cycle of like, I don't believe myself. I'm going to go back in for another drink.
Yeah, okay. So, Guadana and
Brazilian lemonade.
Yeah. Both. Is it actually Brazilian? Do you know?
I have no idea. It's just called Brazilian lemonade.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening to Us Talking, a podcast.
Yeah, thanks again.
Every week on Friday. Yeah, with your host Finnegan Tuig and TJ Parrish.
Thanks for going through this wonderful first experience with us.
Yeah.
Starting a podcast.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
My life depends on trying to figure a scribble I could let loose, dodging the dribble that they trying to throw my way. I think I figured that them figures out to get you, let them pull the strings that trigger what you say. Think it's difficult to get out on my brain. I wish life wasn't any other way, but it's all side roads to nowhere, and I can find a map that seen them out my place.